Leicester City. It's been another eventful week for Leicester. Probably not gone just as we would have liked to. Hopefully, we're streaming on Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, YouTube. I'm just checking that all the things are working. Hopefully, they are. Let us know your comments and views. I can see people already putting their comments in, which is great. Brian Gibbs, first one to get a comment in. Do get your comments in. Let us know what you think. The first thing that Brian said is 2 subs on the 86th minute. What's that all about? Not fair on the players. I actually think, Brian, it wasn't the 86th minute. I think it was about the 89th, 90th minute. If I'm honest with you, Brian, I was gobsmacked when he was doing those substitutions on the 90th minute. I know that they've come up for quite a few people. Some people have said, what are you moaning about bringing 2 young lads on, Barnes and Chowdhury, give them a bit of game time. It's a nothingy game, so what the hell, give them a bit of game time. I get that. I do get bringing young lads on, but the 90th minute, 89th minute, whatever it was, it seems a bit strange, doesn't it? Because, it's not giving them 3 minutes of injury time. You can't do anything in 3 minutes. They're not the sort of players who are going to come on and change the game because we've got rid of Plan B. If you're going to bring those lads on, Barnes and Chowdhury, give them 10 minutes. Bring them on in the 80th minute. Strange because they're both, Chowdhury's quite a defensive midfielder. Barnes is a young lad. I don't think either of them were going to be particularly game changers. So I get the idea that we're just bringing them on to give them game time. So I think, Brian, you've got a good point there. I don't really know what that says apart from trying to give young lads a bit of game time, which is fine, like we say, isn't it? That's fine, but surely either give them a bit longer, or it was just a shame. I think most fans were watching, weren't they, against Southampton, hoping we were going to go and get a late winner, and it's more like stalling tactics, if you ask me, to bring players on in the 90th minute when they've just shown there's 3 minutes of injury time. Anyway, that's took us straight off topic, but it's an interesting one, isn't it? What did you think to the substitutions against Southampton? Joanna, hi Joanna, thanks for watching, says Silva went down and seemed to give up after that. He kept looking at the bench. Yeah, again, what do you think of Silva? We've waited since September to watch him, but it just seems he's not really hit the ground running, has he? So that's been an interesting one. Let me know if the stream's working well, if you can see everything, hear everything, hopefully. Imtiaz, hi, Imtiaz says, hi Phil, is the news true that we can't sell or wear the new home kit before the end of the season due to the fact we're changing manufacturers and our contract with Puma lasts until the end of the season? Personally, I find that disappointing. Again, lots of rumours there, Imtiaz. I can't confirm anything on that, I'm afraid, on the kit situation. I would say that if we are switching from Puma to another brand, say it's Adidas, I believe, then yeah, Puma have got the sponsorship rights right till the end of the season. So I can't imagine for a second that we'd wear a new kit before the end of the season or even start selling it. I also think there's quite a lot of Puma kit that's going to go very, very, very cheap at the end of this season. Not been the best kit, I don't think. The printing's not been brilliant on some of the bits, but more so, they've got quite a lot printed with names like Andy King and Slimani on down there. So there's going to be a lot of cheap kit. Anyway, Paul Mansell, hi Paul, thanks for watching. Says, us fans say get rid of the manager, we are safe, not like the Baggies. I'm not quite sure what you're saying there. Reese, Clifton High Reese says, I'm Puel in, give him time and money and he will get it right. Puel in, hashtag keep the faith. I think that's interesting. We did have a debate on Sunday. We put a post up saying, is your glass half full or half empty? Come on, chaps. Look at what's happened to Sunderland, done a double dip. Look at what's happening at West Brom, at Stoke, at Southampton. I also said, and here's an interesting one, what would you rather... I mean, obviously, we'd all rather be Leicester fans than anything, goes without saying. But who's had a better last 3 or 4 seasons? Has that been Leicester or has that been Tottenham Hotspur? Now, Tottenham Hotspur, I think, have been top 4 every season for the last 4. I think they've had Champions League at least the last 3 seasons on the trot. They've got knocked out the FA Cup on Saturday to Man United, so they've got another season on the trot with no silverware. I would say in our last I've got to be careful because some stats aren't great, but in the last 8 or 9 years since we were, well, 2008, 2009, I believe was when we got relegated to League One. So I would guess in 2010, was it? Is my maths right? 2010, we won the League One trophy. Then, gosh, what year was it we got promoted from the Championship? 2014? Somebody will put me right with all these stats. I'm going to guess about 2014. So I'm just sorting something out on the technical side. Bear with me. Apologies to people who are watching on Periscope. I had a bit of a technical issue there. Yeah, I would say that in 2014 we won the championship, and then 2016, 2015 we had the greatest escape. 2016 we won the Premier League title. 2017 we were in Europe last 8. I think Leicester have had a far more exciting last 4 or 5 seasons than Tottenham Hotspur. We've got trophies in the trophy cabinet. We've got League One trophy, we've got a Championship trophy, we've got a Premier League trophy, we've got silverware in the cabinet. We've won stuff, we've got promotions. Yes, we've had scrapes with relegation as well in the last season a little bit. But who's had the better 4 or 5 seasons? Leicester City or Tottenham Hotspur? Because I tell you what, it's not that brilliant being 3rd and 4th and 5th. And I think that's some of what Leicester fans have got to get a bit of a grip on. I'm a big believer that I think we should. I want us to be going for Europe. I want us to be pushing upwards and upwards and upwards. But also, I would say I'd rather have won the Premier League 2 years ago and then had last season and this season than not won it 2 years ago like Spurs, who, as we know, came 3rd in a 2-horse race. So I'd rather be doing what we're doing, and I'm hoping that next year we can push back upwards. I think we can. This season we really could have finished 7th without any much trouble, and it really was a season we could have finished 6th. Anyway, I've got distracted again. Ali Khan, thanks for watching, says, Phil, Wenger available in the summer, go for him and Puel out. A lot of talk. What do you think to Wenger? Anybody? Put your comments in. For me, I think Wenger's about 71, isn't he? 71 years old. He's been a fantastic manager for Arsenal. Again, if you look at him over the last 22 years or something, but brought a lot to the Premier League. But for me, he's not the sort of manager to take Leicester on now. I don't even know if he'd come. So for me, I think Wenger and Puel. I certainly wouldn't get rid of Puel to get Wenger in. So I wouldn't ally on that. Terry's saying it's frozen. Apologies about that if you had a frozen bit there. Joanne Astley saying even Nacho was impressive first half. Yeah, I thought Nacho was pretty impressive in the first half, wasn't he? I thought he looked all right, which was good. John Squires says, are we making the ground bigger? Yes, I believe that we are making the ground bigger. How big should the ground be, everybody? What would you say? What's realistic? If you're going to add an extension on, I would guess we might do something like Cardiff did, which ironically they did, then got relegated, and that stand remains empty most of the time. They added about 8,000 seats behind one of their main stands. I think Leicester will do that. I think we'll take the ground up to 40,000 fans, if I'm honest. I think that's sensible. You could argue 42,000, 45,000. I think anything much more than 42,000 might be pushing it in a phase development. I would think if they go to 40,000 and then that works well and they sell enough tickets, which I think they will do, then they may look to do another area. I've heard they'll do behind the East Stand. That's 8,000 fans. If that goes well, they'll put another 6,000 behind the Kop. And I think that would probably be 14,000. That would be about 46,000 at the end. I think that's probably about the right size if you ask me for Leicester. But comment your views. Loads and loads of comments to read through. Thank you very much. If you can like and share the video, that'd be great. Rob McFarlane. I'm not sure about this comment. What do you think to this? Rob says, what about Steve Bruce as manager? Get Brucey in? I'm not saying that. I think he's a good manager, by the way, but I'm not seeing why we'd get Steve Bruce in. Let me know if the stream is working, by the way. Terry's saying, why is this not streaming? I think we are streaming right, but do let me know. Here we go. Terry is definitely saying, is anybody receiving this? So do let me know if you're not getting the things. Imtiaz is saying the stream is perfect his end. Terry, I think it's your end. David Gavin saying getting into Europe attracts decent, great players, which is what we need, Phil. I think, yeah, David, I think you're right. I think though, a bit, be careful maybe what